What up, YouTube? Let's hear. Thanks for visiting the channel. As always, I appreciate it. What do I have for you today? We are going to review the standard size Kizer Begleiter. This is an awesome knife. It's been becoming more and more popular these days, especially after the release of the Begleiter XL, which is a super cool knife. We'll go over that a little bit more later on. But an acquaintance of mine was kind enough to send a few of his knives along for me to review for the channel, just to give me a little bit extra content. Please, if you get a chance, go to Instagram and look up knife underscore noob, KNIFE underscore noob, NEWB. On Instagram. He's got a fantastic collection of knives, way cooler than a lot of the stuff that I have. So please go take a look on his Instagram and follow him if you would be so kind, just to thank him for sending these along for me to review. So first things first, we're going to do some size comparisons. When we compare this guy to the Rat 1, which comes in at exactly 8 1/2 inches, it's a little bit smaller. And the Rat 2, which comes in exactly 7 inches. Sorry, a little bit. Let me see here. There we go. Yeah, exactly 7 inches. It's definitely longer than the Rat 2 and just a little bit shorter than the Rat 1, about a 1/2 inch. We're also going to compare it to the, let's go with some Chavez knives. Got the standard Chavez Redención, which comes in at 8.25 inches overall, and the Chavez Redención Street, which comes in at 7.25 inches overall. It's a little bit longer than the Street version. It's a little bit shorter than the standard version. And let's go with some Benchmades. The Benchmade Adamas, which comes in at 8.75 inches overall. And we've got the Benchmade Super Freak, one of my favorite knives, which comes in at 8.5 inches overall. So I think it's pretty good for size comparisons. General measurements for this guy, which comes in at 7.75 inches. I'd say it's about a medium knife. Excuse me. And the blade length is 3.50 inches, and the cutting edge is just shy of 3.25 inches. This guy is a button lock, which works very, very well. Check out the blade stock thickness. So the blade stock on this guy is 116 thousandths. Pretty thin blade stock. Let's see if we need to zero this at all. Nope. Okay, so weight is 3.4 ounces, which is great. It's a nice light carry knife. 3.4 ounces, that's fantastic. All right, let's get a Spyderco here. Compare the thickness on these two. Looks like the Begleiter is just a little bit thicker than the Spyderco 2. Definitely nowhere near as tall. And it's a little bit shorter. Okay, so this guy right here, excuse me, the blade steel, I believe is 154. Yes, this is 154 cm blade steel with thumb studs. It is running on bearings. It's got a set of micarta scales on here, black micarta scales, which are smooth, very, very nice. It's got some skeletonized steel liners there, and it doesn't have a backspacer. It's just got some standoffs there and a stamped steel um, pocket clip. But this thing is very fidgety, very nice, very easy to use. I carried this for quite a while, 3 or 4 days. It's great for just about anything you can throw at it. I wouldn't go trying to, dig up concrete posts or anything with it, but anything other than that, it can definitely handle it. Um, the thumb stugs work great. It doesn't have a flipper, but I actually have the Begleiter XL, which does have a flipper, which I prefer on this knife. I'm not necessarily sure why. The thumb studs work fine, um, but I like the flipper on this a little more. It's a little bit more fidget friendly with the flipper. Let's see here. So the difference between these two guys, I'd say, is about a little more than an inch. So the Begleiter, the standard version of this knife, comes in at 7.75 inches, and the XL is exactly 9 inches. It looks like. They're both button locks. They both have thumb studs. The only difference is this one has a flipper and this one doesn't, and obviously this one's a little bit bigger. There's a little bit of another difference here. If you look, you can see that the blade shapes are a little bit different. I would call this a drop point. I would also call this a drop point, but you can definitely tell that the profiles are a little bit different. These are both very slicey, very thin blades to work with. This one obviously is a little bit thicker. They both have flats that carry out about halfway down the blade, and then they kind of thin out towards the tips there. The XL, the tip on this guy is obviously a little bit more substantial than this one. Not a lot though. This one's actually got a pretty good. Actually, the Begleiter XL, I'd say, is about the same right out to the tip, and the standard is actually a little bit thicker, just because of the way they trim the spine on this blade down a little bit. So that's a difference there. Most people will probably prefer to carry this one just because it's a little bit smaller, it's a little bit easier in the pocket. I prefer this one, and I think that's mostly just because I have a bigger hand. There's no finger choil on either one of these, but they both have pretty decent sized finger choils. They both run on bearings. But the action on both of them is great. Obviously, with any other button lock, you're going to have just fall shut action, at least as long as it's done properly. So yeah, these are both very nice knives to use, I'd say. So like I said, I think a lot of people would prefer the smaller one, but me with bigger hands and everything, I prefer having the bigger one. This is obviously a little bit more capable for more hard use tasks than this would be, but obviously, use your own judgment when you're using your knife. Any tasks that you're performing, you should always make sure that you're using the appropriate knife for the task. But most people should already know that. Unfortunately, some people don't. They both have little lanyard holes here, and they both use standoffs. Neither one of them has a backspacer. Let's see here, as far as doing a hardware check. You can find my tools on Amazon. Very inexpensive and affordable. Most everything's usually a T8, so we'll check that out here. This guy, the pivot, is definitely a T8. The body screws, let's see, I think these might actually be T6s, which is weird. Yeah, these are T6s. So the bigger version has T8 hardware. That might be a T10. Let's see if a T10 will fit in there. Nope, I was wrong. Okay, so the pivot on the XL is a T10. I'm sorry, is a T8 as well. Okay, and let me check the T6s for the standard version. Okay, yeah, the standard version definitely has T6 hardware, which is a little bit of a bummer, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. As you guys know, I don't use pocket clips, so that's why this one doesn't have one. But I believe, yeah, these are both reversible, so you can put pocket clips on either side or either one of these guys, and that'll work just fine for you. Well, I think that's about everything, you guys. I don't think there's anything else I can really say about these. So I appreciate you watching the videos. If you guys have any questions, please leave some comments down at the bottom. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take it easy. Bye.